What's going on, YouTube? Dax the Leader here, back with a different kind of video. Actually, this is not a league battle, as you can see, or showdown live of any kind. Actually, what this is a trainer tag video created by Recordman, who is one of the new replacement coaches in the PUL. So, he created this tag. It's a little similar to the team tag that was done about a year ago, but it does have some slight variation. And without further ado, let's get right into the questions. So the first question that this tag contains is, what trainer class would you be if you lived in the Pokemon world? Now, there's a lot of things I could go with. Most competitive players would choose something like Gym Leader, like Ace Trainer, like Champion, but what I've decided is that my trainer class will be the Rising Star. The Rising Star, in my eyes, is a trainer who dreams of one day becoming an Ace Trainer, who's just sort of starting out in the competitive scene. And while I've been playing competitive Pokemon for longer than a lot of people, actually, I've only been playing Draft League for less than 1 year, actually. I started, my first league was the CPL Season 2, which started, I think, in November of 2017. It was right when Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out, so that was my first draft league that I played in, but I've been following competitive. I've been playing Smogon a lot longer than that, and I've been watching Draft League long before I played in my first Draft League as well. But nonetheless, I don't have a ton of experience playing Draft League, and especially on YouTube, so I'm not considered one of the greats or anything, so that's why I decided to go with the Rising Star. The next question in this tag is, if you could pick a Pokemon region to grow up in, which one would it be? Again, a lot of good choices here. Alola, obviously, tropical, relaxing, seems nice. Kalos is another option, as it's based on northern France, which is another popular tourist destination. I've been told that's really nice. I have friends who've been to Paris. They liked it a lot. But I think the region that I'm going to decide on to grow up in, if I could, would be the Unova region. Now, I'm a city boy at heart. I love having downtown relatively close by. I like diversity. I like being able to do all sorts of stuff kind of right at my fingertips. The final question is, what 6 Pokemon would you have on your team? Now, this, in my opinion, was the hardest question because I wanted to do something a little different. Instead of just listing my favorite Pokemon, I wanted to talk about a team that was somewhat realistic for me to have. Growing up in the Unova region, I wanted a team that had primarily Pokemon obtainable in Unova, but I also wanted to keep this team competitive. So, that said, the first Pokemon on my team is going to be Samurott. Samurott was, or Oshawott rather, was the first Pokemon I ever had. I know, Black was my first cartridge game, so I really enjoyed using Oshawott. It gets some nice stab moves early on, such as Water Gun, and Razor Shell is the one I really had in mind. A nice physical water-type stab move that Oshawott gets early, and I just love the concept of that line of Samurott. I feel like Oshawott and Duat, like, raising an Oshawott would be nice as a new trainer because I feel like it's a Pokemon that would try very hard to win games for you. And giant swords are awesome. The next Pokemon I would put on my team is a Riolu. Riolu is obtainable in Flossessi Ranch. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how I'm going to say it. In Black 2 and White 2. Riolu's evolution, Lucario, is my favorite Pokemon, and Lucario is really good competitively, although its Mega form is banned to Ubers, and its regular form is RU, I believe, or RUBL, and in draft it usually falls to tier 3 to 4. Lucario does offer really nice diversity for an in-game kind of team. You could run physical attacks or special attacks, and it's got a really nice offensive and defensive typing in Steel and Fighting, allowing it to take on most of the game with super effective coverage, and doesn't have a ton of common weaknesses either. The third Pokemon I want on my team is an Absol. This is another one of my favorite Pokemon, and Absol seems useful to warn of impending danger, as its Pokedex entry reads. Mega Absol, I think, is beautiful. It's one of the most good-looking, well-designed Pokemon out there, in my opinion. You're going to see a theme with that. I picked Pokemon that I think I would actually like having, like being around. For example, Pokemon such as Magnezone and Mega Pinsir that I really like using in competitive battling. I don't think I could see myself using them in real life because I hate bugs, and Magnezone just seems unappealing to be around because it's a machine, which doesn't sound appealing. I don't think I would make like a meaningful bond with that Pokemon. Another theme you'll see in the Pokemon I've selected is that there's a lot of fluff. There's a lot of fuzz. I have a cat. I like fluffy pets. I want Pokemon that, for the most part, are fluffy, that I can hug and pet, and that will serve as good pets outside of battle as well as in battle. In terms of synergy with my team, Absol provides the dark typing, allowing it to have a stab pursuit that can trap psychic types that Lucario doesn't enjoy dealing with. Absol also deals with ghost types that are immune to one of Lucario's stab moves, and it's another physical attacker. All three of the Pokemon on my team so far can learn Swords Dance, so they can all break for each other on the physical side. All of them also have priority, which is something I really value when making my teams, being able to bypass Pokemon that boost their speed and prevent me from getting late game swept if I keep them around. Samurott having Aqua Jet, Lucario having Extreme Speed and Bullet Punch, and even Vacuum Wave, I think, and Absol having that Stab Sucker Punch. The next Pokemon I want on my team is an Arcanine. Arcanine is one of the top Pokemon that most people would say they would like to have in real life. It is said to be very loyal, and look at it, it's just so fluffy and good looking. It's a very pretty or handsome Pokemon, and if you've ever seen an episode of the original anime series, it's huge. Arcanine, I'm actually having a hard time believing this as I'm reading it, is said to stand 1.9 meters or 6 foot 2 inches, which is significantly taller than me, I'll tell you that. This thing is like the size of a horse, which is awesome. Like, look at Arcanine. Wouldn't you just want to ride it around and pet it? Like, imagine a horse, but like fluffier, that breathes fire. Arcanine is a great pick, guys. It offers two really nice abilities in Flash Fire and Intimidate. Intimidate can act as an ability that neuters any physical attacker, as there are more physical attackers in the game than special attackers. This is particularly useful. And with the Flash Fire ability, I can neuter any kind of fire type attack that my opponent would want to go for versus something like my Lucario, which is really nice. And Arcanine's water weakness is covered by my Samurott. Its ground weakness will be covered by some Pokemon later on. And its rock weakness is covered by my Lucario, which can hit it with super effective stab, as can Samurott. As can my next Pokemon. I am going to go with Superior. Now, this may seem like cheating just a little bit, as it's my second starter, but I could not resist picking up this Pokemon. As a kid, I always wanted a pet snake. I really like snakes as animals. Contrary to a lot of people, I really like the feeling of holding snakes, and I think snakes are really cool. So Superior finishes off my Fire, Water, Grass core. It's a dedicated special attacker. Unlike my other Mons, really, all of my Pokemon can be run mixed so far. Special Absol is less common, but it's been done. Check out Mega Mogwai. Superior provides that stab Leaf Storm with a contrary ability, boosting its attack every time it clicks Leaf Storm. And right now, it's the fastest thing on my team, bar a Mega Absol. So Superior fills some really nice roles for my team, and I think it's a super cool Pokemon. The final Pokemon I would like on my team is a Latios. Believe it or not, Latios is obtainable in the Unova region. In Black 2, you can find Latios in the Dream Yard. Playing through Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, this is when I fell in love with Latios. Latios is probably one of my top 10 favorite Pokemon because I enjoyed the soaring mechanic so much in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I couldn't imagine getting around in the Pokemon world any other way than riding on the back of a Latios or a potential Mega Latios, which has some ridiculous stats and is actually banned from a lot of draft leagues. I had a chance to use Mega Latias in the Season 2 of the CPL, and that thing was ridiculous. It's banned more often than Mega Latios, and it was banned the following season because it was just so hard for my opponents to deal with. But now I have Latios, regular Latios, in Season 3 of the CPL, and I'm enjoying it a lot, being able to just drop Dracos on a lot of things. What Latios does for me is that it provides a ground immunity, and Superior, being my ground resist, complements Arcanine really well. Latios also resists water and grass type attacks for Arcanine and Samurott respectively, as well as fire type moves for Superior and Lucario. Latios's psychic typing provides it resistances to fighting typing, which is nice for Lucario and Absol. And Latios's ghost weakness is dealt with by that Absol. Its bug weakness dealt with by Arcanine and Lucario. Just overall, my typing synergy on this team is looking really nice. I have a Fire, Water, Grass core, and I have a Psychic Dark Fighting core. I also have 2/3 of a Steel Dragon Fairy core, but Fairy typing having not existed until Gen 6, there aren't any obtainable in Unova unless I decided to go with a Whimsicott or an Azumarill or something that received their Fairy typing later, but that would be doubling up on typings with Superior and Samurott, which I picked because I just really like their design for the most part. So that's going to be my team tag Of course, as with any tag video, it is now my turn to tag some people, and the YouTubers I'm going to tag are ZombieCaptain, It's Turbo, Aster J, and PureAwesome Gaming. There is no time restraint, deadline on this tag, but if you are up for the challenge, I would love to see you make one of these videos. And with that, that wraps up our trainer tag video. Again, thank you to Recordman for tagging me. His link will be in the description, as well as that of Online Orphan, the analyst for the PUL, who also made one of these videos. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and maybe even hit that subscribe button. But that's gonna be it for me, guys. Later.